here we are, back after a month. Talk more video games, the retro kind. It's Colin's topic today. What is it?
It is Antiheroes.
I look forward to this one.
I figured after the last cast when we covered Prototype, I thought we'd kind of expand on the whole antihero theme and go a little further with it. Just make a dedicated theme to it.
Yeah, I'm certainly into the action games right now, for sure. Well, at least in terms of what we're playing on the podcast. Outside the podcast, it's a little different. But, yeah, we would have recorded this a week ago, but I got stuck on an island for 3 extra days. Who knew vacations to islands would result in me being stranded 2 out of 2 times that I've done it.
Is it because of the hurricane?
Well, no. Harvey hit when I went to Aruba, so I couldn't get the plane back to Houston, so that made sense. Just stuck there. And then this time was simply rain and heavy winds. Just no boats could leave the island, essentially. We were landlocked because, like, once you got, I guess, a knot outside of shore, the wave... You remember in the movie Castaway, where it looks like the waves are pretty good, but as soon as he gets out a certain distance, the waves just collapse on him? It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing like referencing a movie that's like 25 years old at this point, but you get the idea.
Yeah.
So, the only time I've been to an island where I didn't get stuck was with Joey.
Yeah, I'm a good luck charm, I guess.
Yeah, anytime I go with my mom, it's a disaster. Yeah, it's like, oh, this $600 trip all of a sudden becomes almost $2,000. Oh, good. What could go wrong with the financial wallet? So that's what I've been doing, and playing a lot of games. How about you guys?
Well, I've been pretty busy the past few weeks. I mean, for the first couple of weekends, a lot of my time was occupied by working on my car with my dad. We replaced the entire exhaust system. I mean, most of it was fairly straightforward, but the real challenge was coming when I was detaching the old catalytic converter from where it connects to the engine, and then the bolts snapped off in the threads, which is a major problem. But my dad managed to drill through them in order for the new bolts to go through. Though one of the holes got utterly fucked up to the point that it wasn't even a hole anymore, just a piece of metal curved into a loop. But we managed to bolt the new catalytic converter on even with that problem, so now my check engine light is off.
Well, hey.
I'll be keeping my eye out in case that one bolt fails. And then a couple weekends ago was my mom's 65th birthday, which came in conjunction with my sister-in-law's birthday, so that was a pretty busy time too. And as far as my gaming is concerned, I finally beat Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh, all right. I actually just started that game up again.
I'm pretty satisfied with the ending. All the final boss fights felt suitably epic, and I like the conclusion. I'm now kind of looking forward to Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. I saw the gameplay trailer, and it looks fun, so I'll be keeping that one in mind.
So that came out this past week.
And here and there, I've been returning to Trials Fusion. I mean, that was fun to pick up and play every now and again, and obviously pretty challenging. I mean, at one point, there was an optional objective to get a rocket pack on the back of the motorcycle and fly through a bunch of hoops, but let me tell you, it's way harder. And did anybody see the Sonic Movie 3 trailer?
No, did not. Any good?
Yeah,
it looks pretty fun.
Sonic's probably the best video game movie franchise.
Yeah.
Well, the new Mario movie was good.
I didn't say it.
Oh, all right.
It's good. I liked it. I mean, thank goodness they got Jim Carrey to come back to play Dr. Robotnik. I mean, he'd been talking about retiring from acting altogether after Sonic 2.
Yeah, I like that he retired. He said he's retired, and then he came back and plays 2 characters.
Yeah.
Well, you see, Joey, what happens is you threaten to leave your job, and then people want to give you twice the work to convince you to come back.
Yeah. And apparently Keanu Reeves voices Shadow the Hedgehog.
Oh.
That's kind of cool. Now, I have a theory as to what's going to happen for the 4th movie if they go that far. Because I'm seeing lots of rumors about Amy Rose appearing in that movie. So I'm theorizing that the plotline will be based off of Sonic CD.
Ah.
Because Sonic 2 used the 2nd and 3rd games as baselines for their plot. And Sonic 3 is obviously using Sonic Adventure 2 as its backbone. So from there, it would track that they use Sonic CD's plot for Sonic 4 and then have Metal Sonic be the antagonist for that one. And I would be all for that. I mean, then all of the most iconic Sonic villains will have appeared in these movies.
Well, come on. They haven't gone over Chaos or or we haven't introduced our Final Fantasy women yet. Come on, there's so much more they could do. Oh boy.
Well, I'd be satisfied with movie 4 if they stopped there.
No, they're not allowed to stop. They have to go all the way. What they have to do is make 4 good games, good movies, and then collapse on themselves with horrid stuff. Come on, Sonic and the Black Knight the movie? You know you want it.
Followed up with Sonic and the Secret Rings.
Exactly. Make it all one movie. All of that universe.
Yeah. And then Sonic Unleashed to top it all off.
Oh, that's got to be its own thing. Sonic the Werehog. I mean, Joey would be all over that.
Totally.
Delayed monotone response. Ugh. Well, I want to go back to you completing Tears of the Kingdom because I just restarted that game to get back into it. Because I completed Paper Mario 1,000 Year Door on my vacation there. So, yeah, final boss fight, still very hard in 1,000 Year Door. You got to be well equipped going into that. I didn't realize the warp room was new. For some reason I thought that was in the original, but it is very much not. And the warp room came in handy heavily, especially at the end game where you have to find this like old Babam deal to get to the cannon. It pretty much takes you through all the worlds again that you've been. But the warp room is you just go to the pipe, go to the world, it immediately takes you where you need to be. And then, so that whole sequence, which took probably an hour or so in the original, takes you like 6 minutes in the new one. So that was very nice. And then if you get pounced on by anything in the final boss fight, I kept just trying over and over again, but there's actually another warp pipe that pops up after the battle, so you can kind of go back and stock up in between battles. So I was like, oh, okay. Because in the original, you have to kind of do everything over again and do more item management systems, but don't have to do that in 1,000 Year Door remake. So that was nice. A lot of improvements there that I didn't notice until way later in the game. And I honestly thought they were in the originals, and then I just kind of look it up and I'm like, oh, they weren't there. Okay. But yeah, after I beat that and got off the island, I restarted Tears of the Kingdom, relearning all the controls, because, boy, they are not intuitive at first when you haven't played it in like a year situation.
Yeah.
So that took a little bit to get used to, but I'm making steady progress back in Tears of the Kingdom. I still maintain that I think I like Breath of the Wild more.
Yeah.
I went to go buy Echoes, Colin. Echoes of Wisdom.
Okay.
And apparently it is sold out, at least on the
jeez.
time of recording, in the state of Rhode Island and Connecticut. And if I want to get a copy, I have to drive at least 2 hours into Massachusetts in order to go to a store. So I went to GameStop, and all of a sudden the guy goes, well, you're a pro member. We could mail it to you for free and get like $15 off because you qualify for this coupon. I went, oh.
Ooh.
How long is that going to take? And he goes, well, you'll get an email when we ship it. It should ship in 1 to 3 business days. Here you go. I go, so basically Monday or Tuesday I should get it? He's like, yeah, all right, I can wait a few days. Who cares?
And let me guess, it didn't go that way.
No, I'm still waiting for the confirmation. It has not been a business day yet. Because I got it late Friday afternoon.
Okay.
Yeah. So Monday or Tuesday, I should be getting that sucker. I'm excited for that one.
I was going to say, speaking of vacations, tomorrow I'll be starting up a road trip through upstate New York.
Oh, I'm so sorry for you. Why would you do that to yourself?
It's fall, and it's going to be gorgeous.
Oh, come on. You're going to be a leafer?
Mm-hmm. And I'm also going to go camping a lot of the nights.
No, you can't make a vacation out of going to see leaves. You're not 68 yet. Come on.
Hey man, when I go camping, I sleep like a rock.
You can just like drive outside Toronto and see a bunch of leaves and trees. Go north.
I already do that for work.
Yeah, so what the hell? You don't need to go to upstate New York for that. I am very much judging you, Colin. Very much.
Judge away. I don't give a shit.
I have an island to suggest you could go to. Nothing could go wrong, I swear.
Thanks, but I'll pass.
Okay. Well, I tried. Joey, how you been?
Yes.
How you doing?
Doing all right.
What you been
I've
playing?
been playing one game only.
Yeah?
What I was waiting for. Satisfactory.
Okay.
1.0. I have 90 hours in the last 2 weeks.
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
Them some Counter-Strike numbers.
And that's not even inflated for leaving it running because I bought a dedicated server. So I don't have to leave it up and going.
Good god.
So I've been playing with 2 of my friends and we've been blazing through it. It's been a lot of fun. But now we're at the really complicated stuff that takes forever to build a single factory. But yeah, it's so much fun. 1.0 is amazing. They added so many things. It's a great game. You should check it out. And I think it's supposed to be coming to console soon.
I could see that being super fun on the Switch.
Don't know if it's coming to Switch. But I know they're working on consoles now. They wanted to get 1.0 done, and then they're going to try to get out on consoles, I'm guessing sometime next year.
Alrighty. 90 hours. My god.
Well, my work weeks have been light, so I've been working my second job, building factories.
Now all you need is a cool $3 million investment to start your own for reals.
What are you building?
Right now, I'm building turbo motors and some heat sinks so I can go to my nuclear power plant because our current heat sink factory has a water issue, so it gets backed up and then stops working. So we got to figure that out because fluids are a little funky in the game. We have the exact amount of water we need, but still somehow it gets backed up. So don't know. But after I do turbo motors, I'll probably figure out one of the super high-tech fix-it super items that I need for endgame stuff.
I already work in a factory. I don't need to simulate it. 5 years. My last 5 years of my life has been in a chemical facility. In fact, I was just there this morning. Already worked 5 hours. Guys, waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday for work sucks. It's really bad.
Yeah, why would you do that?
Yeah. kind of did it on Saturday, too. I went in late at 6:30. I know. I'm really slacking here on this adult thing.
Why don't you get your shit done
How
during
dare
the
you.
week so you don't have to work the weekends?
So here's the thing. I went on vacation, Joey. I didn't go during the week.
Well, why didn't you get your shit done before going on vacation? Then you
I
don't
did,
have
and
to
then
work
things fell apart because I wasn't there.
again. Then you need to train your people better.
It also helps if they show up for work. That would help in the whole I can train them aspect. Mm-hmm.
Well, why don't you get people to show up?
Yeah, hey, you're asking the right questions. So, ready for some gaming controversy news / console wars? Everyone's favorite topic.
Do tell.
Okay. So, earlier in the summer, Nintendo had a direct, more Nintendo stuff, no Nintendo Switch 2 announcement kind of thing. Whatever. Nintendo, they're doing their own thing. They're in their own lane. Zelda's coming out, they're set. Certainly would like some more IPs from Nintendo, but look, my opinion is for Nintendo, they're doing fine. There's no issue there. They have third-party games to cover, and fuck, I'm still buying games for the Switch. So clearly it's not a problem.
Yeah, Pizza Tower came out for it.
Exactly. Shit like that. And RZ, like that game. And actually, I have another game on my list to get once I complete this stupid backlog I keep building. There is a game called The Plucky Squire. I think that's right up our alley, Colin. Not up Joey's alley. Joey would probably hate it because he loves factory simulators and probably will jump into Farming Simulator next. But that's The Plucky Squire's new. That came out. Penny's Big Breakaway came out earlier this year in February. I want to get that. These are all like really fun, simple Switch type games.
Yeah, and the Limited Run Games is coming out with a physical version of that one.
Of Penny's Big Breakaway?
Yes.
Oh, I might just wait for that then. That's a good idea. Yeah. So anyways, also in the summer was the Xbox Showcase at Summer Games Fest. Okay. PlayStation's just happened. State of Play coinciding basically with the Tokyo Game Show happened just before it, etc., etc. And I have pretty much been out on the console wars for a couple of years now, and for some reason, I was home in time to watch State of Play live and had not watched Xboxes at all, because I don't have an Xbox. I've been on this podcast for years and years, always stating that Xbox usually, for their first-party games, don't appeal to me and my gaming aspects. It's mostly for an online player-based kind of situation. And PlayStation came under wrap recently because they're coming out with the PS5 Pro, much like they did with PS4. To me, it's like no difference. But apparently people are very upset with the price tag of $700 for... the memes are really funny, though, where they pulled something like straight out of Simpsons, where it's like Homer... he's like... he's proposing to Mr. Burns his new factory design, and he goes, "Well, we put some
stripes.
Yeah, it's like we put some fins on it for aerodynamic ability, and we put a straight racing stripe on there so it goes faster." it's like exactly the same as PS5 Pro. It's really funny.
My question with the PS5 Pro is, what games are already maxing out the PS5 that you need the Pro?
So
there's not even there's rarely games that are PS5 only. There's still games that come out both on PS4 and PS5.
Yeah, that was an issue with the Wii U for many years, where they never truly just dedicated everything to the next console. But what's weird to me is the PS5 is selling really well, so I don't see why they just wouldn't do that in the first place. And now, since COVID's over, people can get a PS5. The PS5 Pro, from reviews of people kind of tech demoing it and everything and what games are upgraded, it's essentially, instead of... I hope I have this right, because my understanding is the ray tracing / 60 FPS into the 4K modeling ends up causing a lot of like blur effects on the PS5, and apparently that's been totally solved with the PS5 Pro. Is it possible they've simply just like downgraded the games and upgraded the fluidity into the PS5 Pro? It's possible. I mean, it could be just a marketing thing, but
I've seen side by sides, and I really can't tell the difference. It's not enough to pay $700-800 for an upgrade.
Yeah, to me, it's the same reason why I never got a PS4 Pro in the first place. I already have a PS4. The games look good enough to begin with. I just want fun games. If you don't have a PS5, might as well get the Pro kind of situation. Maybe. It's like Xbox One X and that shit. It's all kind of the same. Take it or leave it to me. But in terms of the games coming out, which is what I like talking about, I was very excited for a lot of the announcements from PlayStation on what they did. Astrobot free DLC, which I am locked into Astrobot right now. They do a really
good. I might get it.
Yeah, I'm thinking about getting it. I mean, Yahtzee seemed to like it.
Oh yeah, it's super fun. Even if you aren't familiar with a whole lot of the PlayStation nostalgia aspect of the game, how they incorporate levels based on kind of PlayStation history is pretty fun, where you go through a stage and then there's a final boss stage and then a special stage. And the special stage consists of like first one, there's an Uncharted Nathan Drake type level where you have a gun. There's a Kratos God of War level where you have the throwing axe and shit. There's an Ape Escape level. That's the very first one. It's all kind of based on that, and I'm having a blast with the game. So they announced free Astrobot free DLC and like speedrunning levels. That's going to be super fun. I'm really into that. Then they announced some. Let's see. I'm kind of going through the listing here. Midnight Walk. It's kind of a VR type game. Hell Is Us looks really cool. That's coming out, I believe, on all consoles, which looks pretty sick. It's a heavy action type Bloodborne game, I'm sure. Metro Awakening's a VR game. Let's see. Arcade Chronicles. I don't really remember that one too much.
That looks interesting to me.
So is that the online one that they want to do?
I don't know if it's online, but it's like an RPG, I believe, if I remember correctly. Yeah, RPG action. Yeah, massively multiplayer.
Yeah, okay, that is the MM. All right, let's see. Pal World. Lunar Remastered Collection, I'm going to be all over. That's going to be sick.
Hell yeah.
I hope that comes out on Switch.
I just really hope they don't censor it.
Oh, yeah, they might.
I mean, this is PlayStation we're talking about here.
Yeah. Shredder's Revenge DLC. Fantasian Neo Dimension looks interesting. Then they did a big Dragon Age Veilguard reveal. I'm usually not into the Dragon Age type games. This one looks good enough where I might be into it. Possibly. Alan Wake 2 DLC, Hitman VR, Soul Reaver remasters, a lot of people were excited for. Let's see. Dynasty Warriors Origins. I'm not biting on any Dynasty Warriors games until they come out with something interesting and not broken. Koei Tecmo has no faith. Or I have no faith in Koei Tecmo's. Monster Hunter Wilds. Did you guys play Monster Hunter World?
Briefly.
Yes.
So
Briefly.
That game certainly ruined my life for like 2 straight months. I'm so addicted to it. I think it's the only time I like signed up for PS Plus for those few months just so I could play Monster Hunter Worlds with like some friends and people. And Wilds looks like it's even better. They're doing a bunch of like weather incorporations into the game. Looks pretty sick. Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered has people in a tizzy.
The Alan Wake 2 is not a VR. It's just a DLC.
Yeah, it's a DLC.
Like it's closely related to Control.
It's very closely related. I
Which
still gotta
kind of want to get Alan Wake 2 just to play this one.
Same. I want to play Alan Wake 2. There's no physical edition, so I'm hesitant to get it right now because I'm pretty sure it will come out eventually. Same thing with Wukong or Mukong. What is that Chinese game that came out? Black Myth. Wukong Dynasty or whatever. Yeah, Black Myth. Yeah, I'm hoping for a physical copy of Black Myth. They did a Stellar Blade Nier DLC crossover for Stellar Blade. Colin, it's like it was made for me.
Nice.
And then the big controversy was Ghost of Yotei. Here I thought the controversy was going to be over because of the actor. It was just because people are butthurt that it's a female character.
Yeah, I don't get that.
I'm very lost on the why am I upset about this. They think the game is woke, and I'm like, no, it's just a different character. Who gives a shit? Oh, game looks sick. Ghost of Yotei. I'm into Ghost of Tsushima 2 here. You played that, Colin, didn't you?
I haven't played it yet.
Oh, God. It's like everyone else I know, then.
I haven't played it.
Believe me, I want to, but God damn it, being 30-something years old just really drains your time.
You could work less and become a shut-in. What do you think of that idea?
I could become a shut-in, but then I'd probably get kicked out of my apartment within a year. And then...
See, why are you spending time with family and working on cars like a man? Be a shut-in and play video games.
See, I got Megan addicted to Animal Crossing, so she plays that now on the couch, so I can just play video games while she plays that.
See, Joey's thought this through. Okay, how can I play more video games and work less? Got it. Get the woman also addicted to games.
Yeah, she stopped in the past because she couldn't get the items she wanted, and then I showed her like Twitch accounts that have like islands that you can just go and just pick up any item you want because they like glitched out their island and they have like multiples of everything. So now she just goes to island, just grabs the thing she wants, so she could just decorate her island how she wants, and it makes her happy. So I'm like, okay, go for it.
Oh man, that's great. So, at the end of PlayStation's State of Play, I was excited as a fan because there's a good crossover I want. Ghost of Yotei is fucking awesome. I'm super excited for that. Monster Hunter Wilds looks like it might ruin my life again. And
Horizon Zero Dawn getting a remaster already?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, they can make more money off it. Whatever. I mean, I'm not going to buy it.
Yeah, I mean,
so
I got complete edition on my PS4.
Does PlayStation think they can weasel out more money off the game? Probably. That's why they do it.
Yeah, they did it for The Last of Us lots of times.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I never rebought the game, but a lot of people did, so whatever. So this is where the console war thing came in. Because Xbox did their showcase a few months prior in the summer, and the PS4 Pro became a laughingstock among gamers, all of a sudden there was this huge comp and console war discussion over Xbox now smoking PlayStation with what they're announcing. So I went back and watched the Xbox showcase out of curiosity, and to me it was like every Xbox like reveal I've ever seen, where Call of Duty, another Doom, State of Decay again. They're still doing online stuff like Starfield and Fallout 76. I thought Fallout 76 was dead, but apparently not. A World of Warcraft game, Metal Gear Solid re-coming out, more Sea of Thieves stuff. It's almost like I got put into a time machine of like each decade following, or every 5 years, and it seems like the same games are announced over and over again. Fuck, we just did Fable like a podcast or two ago, and they're like remaking Fable.
Yeah. But they also have a Perfect Dark game coming out.
They announced that like 10 years ago, though.
I don't care. They have trailer now.
They have trailer now. They did Elder Scrolls again. I think they're doing Morrowind, and we just did that too.
And Age of Mythology again.
Yeah. And then a bunch of like online games that don't really appeal to me. I'm sure they do. They announced another series of Xbox Series X consoles, so very much in the vein of like a PS5 type stuff. Another Gears of War. So I'm so unmoved by Microsoft all the time because they aren't my kind of games, and it just feels like they release the same things every 5 years.
Also, new Life is Strange. This time with the original protagonist again.
Ah, okay.
So maybe I'll play that because there's no Chloe in it.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm just going to say it. I fucking hate Chloe. There, I said it.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't know who that is, but fuck her.
You know,
Way to
JD
support-
loves her, considers her his goddess.
She is my goddess. But, you know.
Well, then you have horrible taste in women.
Well, that's probably true. But Xbox fans were very excited about those games, and it just became this like pissing match over which one's better. And then I just went like a step further and went, I wonder how like sales are going. And this is where it got a little eye-opening to me, where PlayStation is smoking Microsoft in console sales. It's like it's not close. Xbox is smoking PlayStation in online gamer base and subscriptions. Makes sense to me. Xbox, and it for both companies, their strategies are thus that, right? Xbox wants online. That's where they're heading with their Netflix library thing and Game Pass and all that. PlayStation is still in the console selling business kind of deal. So I'm like, okay. And then they're both struggling in the other departments. Xbox can't sell their consoles. PlayStation really can't sell PS Plus subscriptions. So it looks like when you put all that money together, they even each other out pretty well. And that's where they stand. Which one has a longer sustainability? That remains to be seen, because case in point, Nintendo, we think consoles would be going away all the time, and over, X amount of years, Nintendo's still chugging away. So and PlayStation is very much still part of the wider world culture base of, I must own a PlayStation for a video game, right? While everyone else, in terms of Xbox, they don't want the console, just gets a subscription pass.
I don't know. PlayStation games are slowly coming on Steam, so you can just wait 4 years so you can play the game.
Yeah, if you want to wait 4 years, most people don't do that. Play them in the now and go from there. So,
I'm a little torn on the new Doom, because it looks like an awesome game, but I saw what happened with the Mick Gordon controversy, and I'm pretty salty with id Software on that.
Oh, yeah. I remember this story.
So maybe I'll split the difference and wait at least half a year before deciding to pay any money for it.
Guess we'll find out.
I'll see what happens.
Shall we move on and talk about these two games? Alrighty, 33 minutes into this thing. Colin, your topic and your first game.
Yep. The topic is Antiheroes. And like I said at the beginning, just kind of expanding on what we discussed in Prototype. Just wanted to talk about characters who do quote-unquote heroic things, but often for unheroic reasons. Or maybe they're just doing asshole things to people who are even bigger assholes than you. So that's where we're going with this. And the gunky throat. The first game is Spawn Armageddon on PlayStation 2, GameCube, and Xbox. It was developed by Point of View and published by Namco Home Tech in North America, Electronic Arts in the EU, and Namco in Japan. Released on the PS2, GameCube, and Xbox in North America on November 21st, 2003, in the PAL regions on March 12th, 2004, and in Japan on June 3rd, 2004. Now, the plot is basically the same as the comics. Al Simmons, a Special Forces agent who gets betrayed by a friend and killed, goes to hell and makes a deal with Malbolgia, one of the big lords of hell, to go back to the land of the living to see his wife one last time, but he ends up going back as a hellspawn and loses his memories in the process. Then the Spawn universe's version of Armageddon begins, where the armies of hell and heaven fight in direct combat with each other. So Spawn jumps into the fray in order to get revenge on the one who betrayed him. Now, I'll be the first to admit I'm not super familiar with Spawn myself. I never read the comics, but I did watch the HBO cartoon. Now, this game is basically a Devil May Cry clone.
Oh, basically. I thought it is.
Yeah, pretty much. Except instead of a sword, you're using a battle axe.
I thought this game was Devil May Cry 2 and just as bad.
Yeah, it's not particularly exciting.
Very
Although
boring.
I did like that they got Keith David to voice Spawn, just like the HBO show. That dude's got one of the coolest voices ever. But yeah, this game was pretty tedious to play. It's like, yeah, you've got a battle axe and you've got a basic projectile attack. You got like all kinds of guns like dual pistols, machine guns, dual miniguns, which in concept is pretty awesome. And then like dual grenade launchers. And if you run out of ammo for any of them, you can just send your chains out to stab enemies. And then also you can use your chains to grapple up to different areas, and you can use your cape to glide across wide gaps. But in concept, that's all well and good, but in execution, it's pretty dull. It's like, and the camera can be a real pain in the ass. I mean, the controls are inverted and you have no way to switch them out. Plus, a lot of the time when you enter a room full of enemies, the camera is facing you instead of them. So that's a real pain in the ass, too. And the boss fights are pretty lame, especially the one with the Violator. All you do is dodge to the side when he attacks and spam projectile attacks until he dies. And that's just plain boring. And did anybody else hate those fucking fire demons?
I hated most things about this game because I was either bored or the controls frustrated me. There's...
Yeah.
I guess the dialogue made me chuckle and then cringe at times, because it was either, oh, that's kind of funny, and then they'd immediately follow it. The next line would make me go, ugh. So what comes to mind is, I think it's the one that this is famous for, where it's like some spider demon thing, and says, how could you do this to me, Spawn? Spawn just goes, that's because I made you my bitch. He goes, oh, this was hell all along. I went, oh, come on.
I thought the beginning tutorial stuff was tedious. Like, don't stop me to tell me to press square. Just let me go press square.
No, the dialogue box must come up, and then you have to read it, where everything stops, and you do it again. It's very... See, they're just copying Sonic the Hedgehog strategy. Very good. That's what they were doing.
Yeah, what I was saying about the fire demons earlier is you have to destroy their bodies and then destroy their hearts, which is much easier said than done. If you don't destroy them fast enough, they regenerate their bodies and you have to start all over again. Though I discovered later, when you do the big ground pound axe attack, that destroys the hearts instantly. Where was that in the tutorial?
Yeah, they can't tell you how to make the game easier. That'd be silly.
Yeah. I remember giving up on Mission 7 because the first half of the level, you have to go through 2 mini-boss fights. You don't even get a checkpoint. I remember dying before actually getting to an actual checkpoint, and I had to start all the way back at the beginning. So I was like, fuck it, I'm done. I did come back to it later and managed to beat that level, but Mission 8 was still a bitch to get through too, so I just kind of stopped there. I do remember seeing Angry Video Game Nerds episode about Spawn games, and he considers this one the best of them, or at least the least bad, but that's not exactly a high bar.
What did we give the Super Nintendo Spawn game we played?
I can't remember.
Let's see.
I remember.
I don't think we were doing tiers back then.
Probably not.
No, it doesn't look like.
Yeah. This one's at least more playable and a little more fair in its difficulty, but it's still not very interesting.
Let's see. We did it in July 2018. Comic Book Games, episode 26. I'll just assume we failed it. That sounds like something we'd fail.
About right. Yeah, sounds about right. And I failed this one.
Yeah, same. If I wanted to play a bad action game, I'd just play Devil May Cry 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely failed this.
Spawn,
Okay.
get the fuck out of here. You and your 100 comic books that this game is based off of.
Yeah.
I think Spawn's so overrated.
I mean,
I'm so not into him.
yeah, he's pretty, I don't know. He's definitely a cult favorite, but I was never able to get into it.
Well, don't trust cults.
That should go without saying. But yeah. Next game is much better. It is God of War 2. It is God of War 2 on PlayStation 2. Developed by Santa Monica Studio and published by Sony Computer Entertainment. Released on PlayStation 2 in North America on March 13th, 2007. In the EU on April 27th, 2007. And in Australia on May 3rd, 2007. Now, the plot is as follows. After Kratos became the new God of War in the first game, spoiler alert!
Oh man, who saw that coming?
Yeah. Zeus decides to drain his power because he's just too violent, and when Kratos refuses to swear loyalty to get it back, Zeus kills him. But as we all know by now, Kratos is the man too angry to stay dead, so he fights his way back out of the underworld to get revenge on Zeus.
Too angry to stay dead. That's a good one.
It's true, though.
Look, Gaia saved him and said, hey, go get out of hell. And you traverse in hell for a long time.
Yeah. Now, I have played and beaten this one before, and for it to end on a cliffhanger was a bit of a dick move.
No, come on, that was fine. Got you all hyped up for God of War 3, which the PlayStation 3 was announced, and that was great marketing as far as I was concerned.
Yeah, I can't be mad at it.
We didn't wait that long for it either. It was only like a few years.
Yeah.
3 years.
That's not too...
Yeah, a few. That is more than a couple. A couple is two, for those that don't know.
Yeah. Now, there's not much we can say about this one that we haven't already said about the first one, though Kratos is less sympathetic in this one.
Whoa, this one has a rage meter, buddy.
Yeah, but the first game felt like a true Greek tragedy, but here Kratos is just a dick. But then again, all the Greek gods were dicks, so what's new?
Yeah, he was... Yeah, he had carte blanche to, rip some wings off and start flying.
Yeah. Yeah, the gameplay is pretty much just the same as the first game. It basically is the first game, just bigger and better. Though I feel like the epic scale of Greek mythology is more perfectly captured here than in the first game. I mean, everything that's meant to feel monumentally big does feel monumentally big.
They went much harder on that aspect of the game, and a little more QTEs this time around. The magical abilities, I think, were hit and miss compared to, at least directly in comparison to the first one. They're still fun. Like, I really like the Medusa head. You can turn things to stone and everything, just slam it into the ground, that kind of shit.
Yeah,
Or no, it was a Gorgon head this time around. Not the Medusa was the first game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was actually a death battle video that was also kind of the inspiration for this topic, where it's Spawn versus Kratos. Of course, it was one of the early ones, so they just used like the the 2D sprites for that one. And Spawn won.
Yeah, bullshit.
I showed that to you guys, didn't I?
Yeah, that was bullshit.
Yeah. There's no way Spawn will win.
Yeah, I wonder if they redid that video, if they'd changed the outcome at all. But in any case,
My way to describe God of War 2 is in comparison to the first game, where it's a phenomenal action hack and slash game that redefined what an action game is, with the level designs and the QTEs and story beats kind of situation. There wasn't much like that. And what God of War 2 does is take all that, makes it more grand, and upscales everything 2-3-fold over, and that's what makes it even better than the first one.
And I also like how they made you lose your powers in the first one and start over. It wasn't just like, oh, and by the way, you have nothing. Like, it was a nice story beat. You had to start the game with all your powers, and then you slowly have to then start over after you get cast out from Zeus and whatnot. So I thought that was a really nice way to make you start over instead of just saying, oh, new game, here you go, new you.
the old Metroid Prime approach.
Right. Well, I mean, this one had a story beat reason where it like totally made sense, and
yeah,
so the reset is quite nice. I guess Metroid would be another one. Like it's always crashed. The ship crashes, your suit's super damaged, and it's done. Or it comes across a new enemy that sucks it all out of you.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be anything fancy, but this one, because it's Zeus, and it doesn't seem like it's this video game universe situation. It's all based on the Greek religion and all that. I mean, you're just like, yeah, Zeus hates this guy. He wants to punish him. Begs the question, why didn't he take his power all along?
Yeah.
Well, because he wanted to use them. He thought he would be a useful God of War. But then when he proved that he was not going to bend the knee, he had to get rid of him.
Yeah. And spoiler alert, Kratos is Zeus's son.
What? Oh, come on. No way.
Wait, Zeus has sons?
Yeah, it's
pretty sure everyone in that area is Zeus's son. Like, I don't think anyone gives birth in Greece. It's just everything's from Zeus's son.
Yeah. One thing I noticed that was kind of funny was with the cover art for each of these games. For the Spawn game, Spawn is facing the viewer directly, while God of War 2 has Kratos facing directly away from the viewer.
Yeah, but he's at the epic adventure that he's about to go by. That's why it's better. I mean, what is Spawn gonna face if he was going the other way? A skyscraper in New York? Boring. Big rectangle on the back cover? No way. Easy pass.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Played the hell out of this. I didn't beat it again, but I played it for like 4 hours. I'm like, fucking, that flew by.
Yeah, I'm passing it.
Yeah, was it one of the last games that came out on PS2? I think it was.
I think it probably was.
Wiki says it was considered the swan song for the PS2 era.
Ah, well, there you go.
I mean, it came out the same year as the PlayStation 3 coming out, so it makes sense.
I thought the PS3 came out in like 2010 or 2009.
No, 2007.
Oh my god. Console's old.
Yeah. Yeah, we played Resistance for the cast. So,
Oh my
yeah,
god, you're
it's
right.
old.
Oof. Well, that's why we're covering PS3 games now these days. We can do that.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. So our 2 games were Spawn, Armageddon, and God of War 2. Colin, favorite, least favorite tiers?
Well, it should be fairly obvious. God of War 2 is my favorite.
I don't believe it.
Yeah, for tiers, I give Spawn a low C, and I give God of War 2 an S.
I kind of do you one worse on Armageddon here. Spawn gets a fucking D from me. That was junk.
Okay.
And God of War 2, I'm going S as well. Why not?
Awesome.
I have the same rating as you, JD.
Hey.
D for Spawn. I would give it an F, but it's playable.
Yeah,
So
it's not a
let's save
broken
it.
piece of shit. It's just boring and lame as fuck.
Yeah, that got lucky there because it should be an F, but you can actually play it. You shouldn't, but you can. And then God of War, definitely an S.
All right.
I would have given Spawn a D, but Keith David's voice upped it a rank.
Okay. So, Joey, you got the next topic. I see you got your games picked. What is the
Yes.
topic that we get to look forward to?
We all know we're coming into a holiday coming up. You know, things are getting spooky. So that's why we're going to go into the Christmas spirit. Bully for the holidays. So both these games aren't fully around Christmas, but there is a Christmas or a wintry aspect about them. And both protagonists are kind of dicks. So we're just going to go with that.
I love it. I love it. Good for you. I'm into that. All right, that does it for this episode. We'll see you next time, everybody.
Bye.
Bye now.